You need to hate the game. I was taking trips to the left coast with the bows trying to make a name. I thought I was on the right path till the troll got behind me and hit the lights.
Rules and regulations and some bright lines about what we're doing. Will we ever get there, or are we just going to keep punting the ball?
It was very interesting what happened in Europe, where Europe has said, we are going to try to figure out how to take crypto, which crypto is, we use it to describe products. It's actually a technology,
right,
because it covers a wide spectrum of products. Europe just said, we're going to try to figure out how to bring crypto technology into our financial regulatory system in a less bumpy way. Right now, what we've decided to do is keep it out of the traditional financial system.
Yeah.
That's clearly the policy, and work it out in the courts. The courts are not an efficient place to resolve classification issues around securities, commodities, and the like.
And therefore,
right now, we're not in a spot where what I would say is the technology is going to come into the traditional financial system in any kind of smooth way. That's what we should focus on. I think French Hill, you had French Hill on the other day. He is trying to push forward with this. I do agree. Look, I do agree with Gary that securities covers a very wide swath.
Is Ethereum a security? He got in big trouble.
Pardon me?
Is Ethereum a security? He got in big trouble not answering that in front of me.
Andrew and I did a thing years ago. Yeah. Can I take 30 seconds? Okay. Yeah. Things can go from being a security to not a security. A play. Let's say we all want to put on a production here on Broadway. We go to people and we say, you know what? Give us $1,000. We'll give you 100 tickets. Play might not come to market for a couple of years. At that point, those 100 tickets, they're definitely securities. People are taking those tickets, hoping that we're going to be very successful, put on a play, and instead of being worth $10, they're worth $100 or even $1,000. Let's say we do that. The play does beautifully. 5-7 years later, you go to the box office and you buy a ticket. It's just a ticket.
Amid increased scrutiny by the SEC, and the SEC launched a massive crackdown on everything blockchain, crypto-oriented. There's going to be a lot of cases coming out of here. But here's what we understand, which is interesting. This self-regulatory agency could be put through, and I think this is the biggest effort yet where they have major white shoe law firms they've hired, something known as the Brooklyn Project. They're going to publish best practices and seek government regulation at some point as an SRO, as something along the lines of the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. And it's created by two, I would say, industry leaders, a guy named Joe Lubin, Andrew Keyes. They're part of something known as Ethereum and Consensus. These are big cryptocurrency blockchain companies. Mm-hmm. They are working on this through this thing known as the Brooklyn Project. They have a lot of sources and friends on Wall Street. This, to me, will be the way that cryptocurrency and blockchain, the technology, gets beyond the sewage rationale or moniker.
The Brooklyn Project.
No, but yeah, I know.
You think a name with less of a.
See, you're very old school. And here's why.
Austin, remove this man.
Here's why. Because I'm an old-time Brooklyn guy. Well, my wife is, so I know a lot of people in Brooklyn.
You're Bronx.
I know, but listen, Brooklyn used to be this ethnic sort of enclaves, right? It is now the home of hipsters. Yes. That's why it's called the Brooklyn Project.
Yes, Williamsburg. Park Slope.
Just so you know, Williamsburg is where my wife grew up, and that was where Donnie Brasco, the whole Bonanno wars.
So I'm thinking you're
thinking Bonanno family. Right now, Williamsburg is a hotbed of hipsterism and technology, and that's where this comes from. These guys are from that school, and they are going to lead the effort to essentially systematize and rationalize and create a consumer protection organization with blockchain, cryptocurrency, and this is the key thing, because they are working, from what I understand, with the SEC, the CFTC on this, a self-regulatory organization, which will differentiate between stuff that can be regulated as securities, like Bitcoin, and other stuff that you have through blockchain, like computer technology.
They should invite